Depending on the emergency, automatic fire and toxic gas alarms are given in Micronova. You can also manually initiate fire and toxic gas alarms. The chemical alarm is always activated manually and can be heard only inside the cleanroom.
Gas alarm. Please leave the building.
Fire and toxic gas alarms are sounded separately in M1 and M2. Alarms can be heard both in the cleanroom and in the office section. Both alarms start with a siren and are followed by a clear, spoken announcement in both Finnish and English.
Leave the building.
When you hear an alarm, use the nearest emergency exit and leave the building, the cleanroom or office. Help others if necessary. Wait at the assembly point until you're allowed to return to the building. A separate announcement is made to allow you to re-enter the cleanroom. In the cleanroom, there are 4 emergency exits in the M1 part and 4 emergency exits in the M2 part. The assembly points are in front of the M1 Teknikkantie entrance, in front of the M2 main entrance, and in front of stairway D. The locations of the manual buttons for fire, toxic gas and chemical alarms are shown here. When you enter the cleanroom, check and memorise the locations of the alarm buttons so you will be able to find them without delay in an emergency. A hose reel and powder extinguisher can be found in all office sections of Micronova. In the cleanrooms, there are manual carbon dioxide fire extinguishers and smothering blankets in several locations. In addition, there are 2 large 30 kg carbon dioxide fire extinguishers and a hose reel in both cleanrooms. If you detect smoke or a fire in the cleanroom, for example in a fume hood or wet bench, activate the fire alarm immediately by pressing the fire alarm button. This alerts the fire department and Micronova's rescue team. Fire vehicles from the City of Espoir's rescue department will arrive at Micronova in a few minutes after the fire alarm was activated. When the fire alarm is sounded, all personnel will leave the cleanroom as instructed. You can yourself extinguish a small fire with a CO2 fire extinguisher. This type of extinguisher is suitable for all types of fire likely in the cleanroom, including plastic, solvents or electrical fires. You can also use a fire blanket to cover a burning vessel inside a fume hood. Remove your plastic gloves first, don't burn yourself. If you activated the fire alarm, go directly to the control room to inform the rescue team of the situation. The rescue team gathers in the control room next to the entrance to the M2 cleanroom and may already be approaching the cleanroom. You can re-enter the cleanroom after having received permission. When the gas detection system detects a gas leak, a gas alarm is sounded automatically. You will hear the siren and a spoken announcement in Finnish and English. Take the same steps as with a fire alarm. Exit the cleanroom and the building via the nearest emergency exit.
Toxic gas alarm. Please leave the building.
If you detect a dangerous gas leak, for instance in a process equipment, immediately activate the toxic gas alarm by pressing the gas alarm button. Meet the rescue team outside the control room and explain why you activated the alarm. Strong chemical fumes are released into the cleanroom for any reason, activate the chemical alarm manually.
Chemical danger. Please leave the clean room and technical area.
This is the quickest way to evacuate the cleanroom and prevent people from being exposed to the chemical fumes. Chemical alarm is only heard in the cleanroom and the technical areas. When you hear this alarm, leave the cleanroom via emergency exits. If you activated the chemical alarm, inform the rescue team. In the case of a chemical alarm, you do not have to vacate the building, but you must leave the cleanroom or the technical areas. Leave your cleanroom garments outside the entrance and go to the office section to wait for permission to return to the cleanroom. You can re-enter the cleanroom after having received permission. In case of an electrical power failure, the air exhaust fans stop and chemical fumes will start accumulating in the cleanroom. Quickly store your wafers in a safe place and leave the cleanroom through the gowning area. Remove your cleanroom apparel in a normal fashion. After the power cut is finished, it will take some time before the cleanroom conditions have stabilised and it is safe to return to the cleanroom. The on-call person will immediately inform us with a voice announcement and through email when the cleanroom is available.